All right, come on, Big Graham.
Do you hike much?
I don't hike at home,
Yeah.
but if I'm on vacation, we find something to hike.
So, like, your proper vacation entails what?
Exercise, rest, normally the sun. Activity though, whether it's skiing or being on a boat, we still stay active.
Uh-huh.
And then I try to read, actually I use my vacations to read my dumb books. Meaningless books that just distract me from all the stuff going on.
By the way, how's the hip with this sort of stuff?
It's okay.
What's the pain?
It's just wear and tear.
From just all the activity you've done?
I think my tennis career, and I've always been active, so I played every sport, pretty much everything at some point.
You think you'll play more after the hip surgery?
Yeah, I hope to. I've hired some young, really talented tennis players.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, they said, let's play doubles. So I had 3 professional tennis players on the court and me. And while I enjoyed it, it was a little much, especially with my hip, because I can't move the way I used to move. So even though in my head I'm moving just as fast as I did when I was 20.
But it's still 3 pros on the court. That's not a normal thing to do in your early 60s, right?
There's not much about me that's very normal.
Right. Is part of just the motivation on your end to keep progressing? In whether professional, personal, fitness,
stretch yourself,
whatever.
Yeah, like I think that probably motivates a lot of people. Is some people are fine with 1-hit record, and some people say I have to have 2 or 3, or then I'm not. It was luck.
Uh-huh.
It's like when the board of Star Hotels said you're an acquisition guy, not an operating guy. I'm like, well, I'm insulted.
Right.
I think my skill sets and my passions are beyond that. So, in fact, I'd say my passion is more for creating and envisioning and seeing what's not there than it is for simply doing a deal. I've never thought anything was impossible to do, right? I think I may have mentioned to you that building Star Hotels from 8 million to 20 billion in 3 years, I never said to myself I couldn't do it. I mean, naivety was a blessing.
I was gonna say, you were out of breath a little bit, and from for a second, I'm like, why? And then I realized, oh, I haven't said a word the entire time.
You had me talking.
I had you talking the entire time. You were saying you could see spending more time?
Oh yeah, I'd love to come here for 8 days. And I would go into the mountains, I'd do the hikes, I'd do the kayaking, I might even get on a surfboard. I would like to dive, but I actually don't think you dive on this side of Hawaii. I can do 30 feet, 35 feet, I can't do 80 feet. I'm not sure I'd want to do 80 feet, I think I'd panic. If you don't know anything about me, I like to be more in control of things. I don't like to be out of control.
Are there people you'll let kind of boss you around today?
Boss me around?
Yeah.
My assistant, Beth, my ex-wife,
is that
my children.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a conscious decision to be bossed around, but I'm happy not to make the social plans. Like one of the hard parts about, a boat is picking the guest list, picking the food. And if you do it wrong, if you put the wrong people together and they don't get along, you've now had a very miserable trip and no one's happy. And you've just wasted a lot of time, energy, and effort, and the best intentions go down the tubes. Especially, some of my friends that are expecting VIP treatment. That's the hard thing about hotels too, is like, I think I may have told you that the only people who call you for free rooms are the only people who can afford the presidential suites. I'm like, no, you have to pay for that. That's the reason I built it, was for you.
And why do you think that is?
Everyone loves 3 things, and everybody wants to be a VIP. Think about the restaurants you go to and the maitre d' knows your name. Welcome, Graham. Nice to see you again. You're like, You walk a little taller, walk to your table differently, and hotels are the same way.
How do you handle the situations today where you have a VIP friend who's, they're asking for something free, but you don't really care to give it to them?
I hope the hotel's booked, but I think that is really tricky. You have billionaires calling you up for free rooms, and I won't mention names, but they expect you to do favors for them, and I don't mind, of course. I'd like to help them out, but it has to be maybe a discount. Some of my friends who I would give discounts to don't ask for them.
Anything up here you wanted to point out before we?
I mean, that's Honolua Bay. It's beautiful. That is one of the top probably 5 places on earth to learn how to surf. And you can see the different breaks. And out at the point there, you can have 20, 30-foot waves. But you got to be a good swimmer because it's a long way in from there. All right, ready, Graham?
I am ready.
You want to wear the sunglasses? You want to leave them?
Should I not?
I think you should leave them, just in case you fall.
The whole beach is watching because I see a bunch of cameras and I'm gonna be the dumbass that
Well,
falls
somebody
in,
came
like,
in and wondered if you were taking
2 foot
pictures of
water.
the surfers. I said, no, just the boring business guy. I love the water. It's kind of nature's majesty, right? And I noticed there's a tide here, so we may not be coming back.
So you were telling me earlier that your kids learned to surf.
Yeah,
Right
right here in Honolua Bay, right there.
You miss those days?
Yeah. You love your kids when they're young and impressionable. Oh, here's a turtle. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's just a buoy. I take that back.
How often do you spend time out on the water?
Probably on the water once a week. I might paddle, I might jet ski, I might be on the boat. I have to say I have a couple e-foils, but I haven't quite mastered it.
You like that better than surfing?
I don't really know how to surf. I've tried. I mean, I had a hard enough time. I'm pretty good with balance, and for some reason, me on a surfboard, we don't really work together that well. See the hotel, you used to imagine it when it was white.
Right.
And today, with all the green growing on it, which is all new, I mean, it was quite an eyesore. It's only 250 keys. It looks a lot bigger than that because all the rooms face the water. But this is a magical spot, as you can tell. And it's very peaceful, right? You can chill here on your paddleboard. And you didn't even fall.
Not yet.
You should paddle out again and see if you can fall.
Wait, we can take the mics off and see who falls first.
No, not necessary.